All right, hello. I am Jonny Esports, and this is my submission for Clutch Gaming's next Best Caster competition. I'm a play-by-play caster, and joining me today to help me out is Brady Sidor. Russell, how are you doing, Sidor?
Well, thanks, Johnny. Thanks for the intro. I'm doing well. I'm a color commentator, and I've enjoyed doing some League of Legends commenting for the University of Manitoba and some of their games. So I'm looking forward to joining this competition with you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much for helping me out. We will get this started. So today we're going to be casting the Clutch Gaming Academy versus Golden Guardians Academy game. So without further ado, let's start in three, two, one, go. And here goes the video, and we will go from there, guys. This will be a fun one, and I look forward to this. I've been looking forward to this for a little while. I'm glad we were able to get this game started, and we're going to jump straight into picks and bans here and see what these two is going. Rakan being banned right away by Clutch Gaming first.
Yeah, so I think the one interesting thing with this meta that we're going to look at is what kind of priority they give to Piglet or Benji based on the fact that AD carries have been so kind of put down for patch 8.11. So we'll have to see how adaptable they are, or if they do stick and maybe grab with one of the stronger AD carries like Ezreal, like Lucian, and we'll see where they go from there.
Yeah, so far no marksmen are being banned out, as we're seeing Master Yi's banned out by Clutch Gaming, and then Zoe and Talia so far being banned out by Golden Guardians Academy so far. So a lot of mid lane being kind of targeted a little bit, but of course Talia now is a jungler apparently, so it's a thing. Mordekaiser being banned out by Clutch Gaming Academy as well.
Yeah, so with the picks and bans here, you really want to see, yeah, the Aurelia comes out. The Mordekaiser is kind of an odd ban unless Bob Quinn is, or you've seen it a couple times in their scrims or things like that. But the Aurelia, the Zoe, the Talia, Yi, these are all things that have been really strong in this meta and really been picked quite heavily.
For sure. And we're seeing here Lucian is being picked up by Piglet to start this off. So Piglet is going to go on a basically a classic marksman. An aggressive marksman is really brightening up in style. Being answered on the other side, Zig looks like he's going to be playing that Ornn, unless that Ornn ends up going somewhere else, but likely to be in the top lane.
Yeah, and it's really nice to see Piglet on something that's somewhat of a carry. You're able to kind of give him the reins and let him use his skills there and hopefully light it up. And see Lulu
Definitely.
being picked there in the middle.
Yeah, Lulu there, a flex pick nowadays. Probably get it out of the mid lane, as you said, for Bobkin there, but could very well end up in Sheep's hands. We'll see what they're going to end up doing there as we're looking at the next pick coming in for Moon. He's hovering the Nocturne, which would be pretty spicy and would be pretty awesome to see if he locks it in. He does. It will be Moon on the Nocturne for Clutch Gaming.
Yeah, it's interesting to see with the Nocturne pick there. I'm surprised with the Lulu on the other side because the Lulu Nocturne is a really well-known kind of strat together. You pop the Nocturne in there, you knock people up, you get a bunch of kills and get out. So it'll be interesting to see if that's either more of a takeaway or if they're able to just follow it up with something that can give it a little bit of strength and backing up kind of power.
So far, Clutch Gaming going with a very aggressive composition here. They're going to look like they're picking up the Karma now going in there. Again, another thing that could be, well, if you go by Fnatic, it could even be an 80 carry, so who knows where that Karma is going to end up being in this game.
Yeah, the Carnal Flex is really tough to deal with. To be fair, if it's a Piglet Vulcan Karma Lucian bot lane, that has so much lane pressure. I expect you to grab the tower in like 7 minutes or less. But if they throw it somewhere else, if you put it in the mid lane with Sun, he can certainly be a really strong shield bot kind of thing and do a little bit of poke damage.
And Jinzhao being the other side there. Potluck is going to be playing that for Golden Guardians now as we go to the second round of bans here. I really like Jinzhao right now in the current meta. It just gives you, if you end up going with a very heavy AP comp, it does give you that little bit of AD, especially when you want to start sieging towers and all that.
Yeah, just with regards to the Golden Guardian Academy here, I'd be seeing if they're banning out, it looks like they're banning out supports. I know the Morgana, if you put the Black Shield on the Nocturne, can be really tough to deal with. Maybe Clutch will ban out, I would think, something like maybe a Brand or, okay, Kaisa.
Yeah, they looking to get rid of like the rest of those potentially late game 80 carries there. The Kaisa is someone that could probably answer Lucian, at least in the late game, once it kind of gets going. Braum being banned the other way, like you said, targeting supports is currently Academy. Or Golden Guardians, rather.
Yeah, Golden Guardians taking out the two supports there, they're really trying to squish Vulcan's pool. And both of those, I mean, Lucian with Morgana or Lucian with Braum is even there's just so much strength and power in that bot lane you got to be careful about. And there's the Brand kind of that I had kind of figured that they might try and take away from the Golden Guardians there.
Yeah, so there we go. That Brandon's being taken out right now. Brand, I'm sure you thoroughly enjoy Brand being so heavy in the meta right now, as I know you're a big fan of the champion. But we won't see it today. That'll be banned out here, and we'll see if Golden Guardian's gonna be able to pick up a what they're gonna pick up here.
Yeah, I think Ezreal will probably be highly prioritized. We'll see what Benji wants to play, but I think he's just like the last marksman that's still around that does enough consistent damage.
hmm We're going to see the Alistar going onto Sheep, so we'll see if they go for the double melee bot lane there, or again, if they do go with the Ezreal like you just mentioned. Of course, we're seeing a lot of different supports being hovered over on the Clutch Gaming side. They're currently floating onto the Tom Kench with a couple seconds here left. It's actually to switch it real quick, and it's going to be Thresh, so that Playmaker is going to be in Vulcan's hands.
Yeah, that's going to make for an interesting bot lane with the Thresh Lucian combo. You've got a lot of playmaking and a lot of ability to get some really good kind of snowball happening there, especially if you are able to like land a hook and your jungler's coming through for a gank. Alistar's a good disengaged champion, but depending what it's paired with, it can be really tough to keep everyone safe versus three attacking players.
Certainly, and we're seeing with that last pick, Singed is going to be over in the top lane there, so Max Robo is going to be taking care of that. Top lane will be a fairly boring lane to watch, but it'll end up being a good pick, I think, for the rest of this team, as they are going to basically just try to run at teams near when it comes to the team fight phase.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to. Well, we'll see the Ezreal come through here, kind of for Globe Guardians. I think we were just kind of indexing towards that the entire pick phase once they gotten rid of the Brand and the Kaisa. And
Mm-hmm.
you kind of got the two remaining 80 carries that are viable being picked up here. And gonna go head to head in a standard meta kind of bot lane scenario
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so we're not gonna see anything. We're not seeing any of the Vladimirs. We're not seeing any of the Heimerdingers out in this game, but they're gonna be able to kind of pick fairly standard everywhere else. We have supportive mid laners on both sides, both of them looking to kind of get that shieldiness happen. It's not 8.12 yet, where they've kind of really nerfed a lot of shields. That's coming up soon, but for now, that's what's going to be happening with the mid laners. Looks like basically both teams looking to run it through their bot lane.
Yeah, except I think we need to focus on the differences between Clutch and Academies and Golden Guardians Academy. The two different styles, because with Clutch, you've really got the kind of pick really good between the Thresh and the Nocturne, the throw from your Singed. All of those guys are really looking to like snag a pick and get advantages by taking people out of the game before a team fight happens. From Golden Guardian side, you're looking at the whole team fight where you've got Ornn knocking people up, you've got Lulu, knocking people up again. You've got the Ezreal doing consistent damage, and then
And
the
Alistar knocking people up.
yeah, exactly. They're really looking for these intense team fights where they can just continually have the CC and do consistent damage. So I think the interesting thing here will be just the two different fight styles and seeing which one is able to come through in the end and be more successful.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. That's going to be pretty important here. Benji sitting on the Ezreal, which is a relatively safe AD carry, someone who's going to be able to get away a little bit here. So the scary thing is when Moon decides to pop that Nocturne ult, could probably just melt Ezreal at any point if he's not protected by all of his teammates. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Golden Guardians kind of pull that off if they decide to be a little more defensive, trying to be very wary of where Moon is at all times, or if they're going to try to be the proactive ones. And a lot of it might legitimately come to a win lane, win game kind of scenario, or potentially if you're ahead, you can afford to be more progressive and afford to be pushing more. But if you're behind, then you're kind of be playing a little scared. So I'm very definitely very interested to see how they go in that one. So. I'd like to hear your thoughts a little bit on what's going on in the mid lane here. Again, it's Karma and Lulu going up against each other, so we're not really expecting any sort of solo kills or anything like that. But what do you expect Sun and Bobkin to be doing throughout this laning phase?
Yeah, well, I expect them to both trying to be doing like the kind of shove and maybe roam if they get the chance, kind of support their junglers in this kind of new jungler specific meta where you're trying to get the priority in your lane so you can go and support your jungler's take of a scuttle crab or your jungler's invade or something like that. Because with removing of the jungle kind of debuffs when you're ahead, you now get the same experience so you can actually stay ahead. So with that kind of thing, getting priority in the mid lane and being able to support them actually gives you a lot more kind of power as a jungler and as a team. So see if we can do that. Also, the junglers are definitely gonna. If you're able to get a kill, that'd be pretty sweet. Jin Zhao's level 2 gank is pretty strong with his knockup. There's a lot of things there that can be very useful. So I would expect some indexing of the junglers toward the mid lane.
Yeah, exactly. And on kind of those junglers. So where do you what lane are they going to be kind of focused on gank here? I mentioned earlier before that it might be like everyone trying to work through the bottom lane, getting either Benji or getting Piglet here to carry here. But early on, what do you expect to see our junglers kind of focusing on in terms of lane priorities?
For Nocturne, I expect him to focus on jungling. I expect him to be really hard farming until he can get to the 6. He might come and through do like a kind of a token gank in the bot lane, maybe try and snag something there if the Thresh can get a good pick. But I mean, Lucian Thresh that by themselves can probably sufficiently in the early lanes at least, or in the early levels, be able to kind of take a 2v2. As far as Nocturne, so he's going to want to farm. The Xin Zhao, I expect he's probably going to have to index towards the mid lane or the bot lane. Just expect him to try and get on the Thresh or on the Lucian if they ever engage. If they go, for the all-in kind of thing, if he can be there for the counter to that all-in, he can really swing that bot lane. And that's an important role and an important lane for this game, because you don't want your tower to go down super early as the Golden Guardians and then kind of give that snowball started. So we'll see exactly where they go, but I think that'd be an important thing to watch out for coming from the Golden Guardians jungle.
Yeah, and you touched on this a little bit earlier. Just talk a little bit about the top lane between Max T Robo here and Zig. I mentioned that might be a little bit of a boring lane to watch in terms of the 1v1, but what's kind of the important role that these two teams are going to be facing as the game gets later?
Yeah, so with that one, it's kind of an interesting matchup where the Ornn and the Singe are very rarely, theoretically, they're very rarely going to fight each other straight up. They'll do kind of proxy damage to each other if they're in the wave, or if Sin actually goes so far as to proxy the wave, you might see him pull some jungle attention. And so just if the Singe is able to pull that kind of jungle attention and pull him away from the other parts of the map the Golden Guardians need to succeed, or at least need to go even, then Singe is doing a good job. Like, he's kind of fulfilling his role of taking the attention, pulling the pressure, and giving the rest of his lanes the opportunity to go into those 1v1s where you're trying to win them, or even giving the Nocturne a chance to gank one of them and know it's a 3v2 just because of the way that he's pulling the jungler's attention. So for that, that's kind of what you're looking for there. They both want to farm up. They both want to have kind of not an unkillability, but be those tanks for the team and have the ability to soak up a lot of damage and get in there and mess things up. I mean, Ornn's ultimate will mess up a team fight for sure. Singe is a little bit more of a run around chase me kind of guy. So we'll see how it goes up there in the top lane between Zig and Max Trobo.
Yeah, definitely. All right, now that we're jumping into the game here on the Summoner's Rift, let's introduce our two teams to everyone out there. On Clutch Gaming Academy, we have Max T Robo in the top lane. At jungle, we have Moon. In the mid lane, we have Sun. At AD carry, Piglet. And support is played by Vulcan.
From the Golden Guardians Academy, we've got Zig in the top lane. Potluck is doing the jungle. Bob Quinn in the middle with Lulu. Benji's Ezreal, and Sheep on Alistar.
All right, we're seeing a little bit of an invade here now by Clutch Gaming early on here, trying to force the issue. They have, I would say, definitely probably better level 1 here. They're trying to push into there if they get a Thresh Hook or something. But they're pretty much going to settle with getting a ward in there, so they're going to see how Golden Guardians is just going to start off this game.
Yeah, and you see that Zig is also able to get in there, but he actually doesn't drop a ward, which is a little bit odd. He drops it there in the river. But you'll be able to see, they'll be able to see the blue or red start for Xin Zhao and just give them an idea of his pathing. And that's really going to help out for keeping themselves safe for level 2 or going forward being able to track him.
Certainly. So these two teams are going to come up head to head against each other. We're seeing now that the lanes are coming into fruition, and we're going to see where everyone's going to end up going. I'm really excited to see how these two bot lanes end up fighting for each other. It's kind of the one lane we didn't talk about too much yet, but yeah, again, Piglet on that Lucian, a very aggressive AD carry, going to be able to show off those kind of skills here. Haven't seen a little bit too much from him if you haven't been watching a lot of Academy games, but he's here and he's ready to, do some awesome things. And we're going to see what Benji on the other side is going to be able to do with that Ezreal. So could be a lot of action going on in the bot lane, even if there is no jungler interference.
With one thing I want to just point out here is that the bot lane from Clutch was able to give the jungle Nocturne a leash while Jinzhao was doing his own. And that's, again, one of those things. You're trying to accelerate the Nocturne. You're trying to get him into a place where he's able to gank, where he's ahead. And you can see them positioning here kind of aggressively because they know they're going to hit 2 first. Mm-hmm. So the Golden Guardians are just giving it up and might get some damage.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, some damage is being put on here. Benji's going to go down real low. Piglet's going to put a bunch of damage on the sheep. So very good trade so far by Clutch Gaming. As I noticed my OBS gave me a notification someone followed me on Twitch. Not actually streaming this live, but interestingly enough, still get notifications apparently if someone follows me while this is offline, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, yeah, big trade by Piglet and Vulcan to start off this lane phase.
Yeah, and you can just see from the kind of a support role and being the background that I have, you can see when they're aggressively positioning, and that's the threat of the Lucian Thresh bot lane. Mm-hmm. They get level 2 first, they get the giant chunk, and now Ezreal kind of has to sit there and farm it out. And you notice the dematerializers that come from the bottom 3, Lulu, the Ezreal, the Alistar. They are really just trying to last through a lot of these sieges and those sorts of things. Mm-hmm. And get rid of, if there's any banners that get made, get rid of those guys, or just be able to kind of make it to further in the game, because they feel like their comp will be probably stronger there.
Yeah, exactly. The team fight designed team that wants to get there, they all want to make sure they kind of get to that later game aspect of it and try to make sure this Clutch Gaming team doesn't try to snowball into a victory here. But so far, we saw a little bit of a good trade over in the bot lane. Their health totals have come back towards even. We are seeing Moon kind of making his way towards the bot, but he is being spotted out here, so he's just actually going to back off for now.
Yeah, you see them pinging there, but I don't think they're a little bit, they're playing safe. They're not going to jump in here, and Moon's just going to back, probably.
Wait. He is actually sticking around. Seeing Pollock is in there, so the counter gank is going to be able to happen here. Vulcan's going to go down real low. Pollock is still aiming at him. Vulcan is one shot away. He's going to get a first blood, but he's going to be taken him back by Piglet the other way, so it'll end up being a 1-for-1 as we get some early actions here 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah, you're able to see Moon with an intelligent stick right there. He canceled his back and was able to be there for that counter gank. So just sticking around, he's able to give Lucian Thresh an opportunity to counter that one, which is good. But unfortunately, the first blood gold goes over to Jinzhao, which is never something you really want to see if you're fighting against the jungle Shin.
Yeah, it could definitely snowball and go kind of crazy, though. But speaking of snowballing, Piglet does get that kill, and he's going to potentially be able to continue that. So it's going to be a rougher lane for Benji and co. As long as they can kind of keep status quo, they may be all right. But Pollock is hopefully going to use that first blood gold. But meanwhile, CGA Sun's going in for a big flash. Bob Quinn's going to have to use his flash as well to get away, but looking for that kill there as the jungle was on his way. But Pollock has made his way over towards his mid lane, so if Sun sticks around for too long, again, use this flash and has no mana left, but is just going to back up.
Mm-hmm. You see the kind of Jinzhao indexing toward the mid lane there, being there for Bob Quinn to shove it out to get the minions down under the turret to deny some waves to the Karma. Just get any kind of advantage.
Here we go. We have a fight going on here. Vulcan's gonna hit the first hook here. Moon's putting down tons of damage, but the Lulu ult is gonna come out and keep Pollock up alive for now. He's trying to run away. More damage is coming through. Moon's gonna flash in and secure that kill, and that's gonna be 2 deaths now for Pollock, and we're gonna be at the first kill for Moon, so they're now up 2-1 in kills.
It's interesting that Potluck would kind of face check that brush like that. He knew that the Nocturne and Thresh had just been there previously because they had ganked Bob Quinn. I guess he just kind of thought that they had backed or backed off. It was just one of those kind of head scratcher plays there where you don't have any vision and you kind of just walk into the bush expecting to be safe despite the fact that you just had enemies there.
And here we go, the top lane, like I said. Probably not a whole lot happening here. Max Hero is going to take some damage here, but continues his chase on here. He's going to take some damage from the poison, so they're really just trading some damage. Both just kind of hanging around, but a very big CS lead so far by Zig, so that is important to note.
Yeah, you're going to see kind of a CS discrepancy there with the Ornn is very good at kind of dealing with champions that are annoying in the top lane, because he himself can be quite annoying. He just does a lot of damage. Oh, missed the hook there.
Yeah, Vulcan barely missing that hook there over onto Benji. So that's going to be down for a bit. We'll see if they're going to try to take advantage of that, but looks like it's going to be fine. They're just going to use this opportunity to CS over here a little while. And, ooh, Piglet looking to dash in, but they're just backing off and everything will be okay. So We're basically even at this point. Gold levels at roughly the same. 2-1 kills again for Clutch Gaming so far, as we've gotten a pretty fast-paced game so far, and a fast-paced game probably favors Clutch Gaming though at this point.
Yeah, you just want to get a little bit more snowballing in your favor. You really want to start trying to get ahead or pushing into the tower here. You really see the strength of the Alistair pick when you're in this lane, because with a lot of other supports, you wouldn't be able to kind of have this lane go as even as it has been. So I would say that the Alistair pick has really kind of countered the Thresh playmaking ability, or the ability of Lucian to go ahead here.
Here we go. They're doing the dragon now. There's no vision here supported by Clutch Gaming, so they basically don't know this happened. Maybe they got a clue by seeing Sheep and Benji walks up, but they can't really go in and interfere for this. So this will be a first Infernal Drake going over to Golden Guardians.
It's also important to note that Nocturne actually grabbed 6 off of the red, so he's had his kind of paranoia ready for a couple camps, and he's kind of just continued to farm. And I don't know if he's trying to finish up an item, get to that serrated dirk maybe, but it's kind of, when the Nocturne uses his paranoia, it's that first one to see if he can really start snowballing is an important kill, or, you know, if it's not a kill, it kind of sets the Nocturne back a bit. So really watch for that in the next, I think you'll see the bot lane gank here with paranoia in the next minute, so just keep your heads up for that, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see what that's going on here, as all the teams have hit 6 around the board, except for the supports here. Everyone's going to be able to put together a bit of a womp combo and see what happens. Piglet's going to do some damage over onto Benji, as Benji's just going to back up. Again, that Ezreal just being able to shift away when danger's coming. But here comes Moon, heading over towards the bot lane. He was spotted out here, so you're going to see Potluck making his way down for potentially a counter gank if Moon tries to do anything. But
And so this is where you got to watch, the mid lane and the junglers here, because the mid lanes are really trying to get their push going so they can watch for the 4-man bot gank, and you see everyone indexing towards the bottom here. You see the mid laners coming down, you see the junglers in the area. Everybody knows that this is coming because it's very standard, but it still can be very effective if they're not here.
Sheep able to hit a combo onto Piglet there. Vulcan's going to use the lantern to get him away there. The ult's going to come out from Vulcan now to try to slow down this enemy team. Ezreal's going to get hit by the hook, and here comes Moon now! Get an ult onto Ezreal, but he's barely going to survive now. So they're just going to continue this chase. Potluck and Bobkin are there. Potluck's going to pick up that kill with the Lulu ultimate. It's going to keep him alive. So what looked like a very good situation for Clutch Gaming ends up turning around as Golden Guardians end up picking up the kill there.
Yeah, that was certainly an unfortunate follow by Moon. He just got so close to killing that Ezreal, but he didn't have his flash up, wasn't able to follow him over the wall when he flashed. So watch, got a mid lane attempt here too.
Yeah, meanwhile, exactly, Sun is now trying to get away from Potluck, but like you said earlier, that First Blood Gold is being used pretty well over here, but the flash is going to be used by Sun to get away, so he'll be safe for now. But again, that flash is now down, so we'll see Potluck potentially revisiting this lane shortly. Meanwhile, Maxi Robo is in a little bit of trouble. I mentioned earlier we won't get a 1v1 going on here, but we do. Zig is going to finish them off. He's got a big CS lead, and now a kill lead over the enemy top laner.
Yeah, Zig is really showing his quality there with being able to chunk out Max Robo over time and then kind of take it out. To me, it looks like Max Robo's ultimate was up that entire time, which is really surprising to me, because if he pops that, I don't think that he goes down. I think he just runs away and heals up, but don't know. I mean, it's just a misplay, not sure.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of contest for this Scuttle Crab here is Moon. No one is there, not close enough yet to follow, so Moon might be able to finish him off yet. Zig is trying to help him out. The flash comes through from Moon, but so does the flash for Potluck, so they're both going to survive and get out of there, but he's going to get the real reward here. I believe they're just going to grab that Scuttler and grab the gold from that and be happy with, you know, that, because Scuttler is the entire game sometimes.
Yeah, you're certainly able to get a experience advantage and a gold advantage from those guys. I'm sure he would have taken the kill, but you know, he'll take the consolation.
Yeah, exactly.
Gold or whichever it is.
So we're now pretty much even. We do have an advantage for Golden Guardians. They do have that 1,000 gold lead. They have Inferno Drake as well, using that well for them. So that's good for them, knowing that they're basically the later team composition, looking like they want to keep that gold lead will be good for them. But if you're Clutch Gaming, what are you trying to do to make sure you don't get to that late game point now at this point, knowing you're a little bit behind?
Well, at this point, I think you're trying to get that first turret down, because as soon as you can get that first turret down, you can really kind of start controlling the way that the map goes, controlling those objectives, that sort of thing. And Piglet finished his item. He finished his Bork, which is actually a pretty strong power spike. the Muramana or the Menamari before the Ezreal it gets there, but initially it's not as strong as your Bork is because it requires scaling, and he hasn't quite finished that one up yet.
Yeah, and you're seeing them by the way they're just like kind of positioning the wave over on that kind of like third quarter there, trying to push him up there and trying to put a lot of pressure on. He's getting a small CS lead from it as well, so he's going to keep that up. And as they're kind of making sure they have vision on the river to make sure that Potluck on the Xin Zhao isn't going to come in from anywhere to surprise them.
So it's kind of an interesting kind of problem that Clutch is in right now, where you have your Nocturne with your Paranoia, you have this desire to kind of go in, and I think you just have to sometimes just kind of either temper that or continue going, because the pick potential of Moon is there. Like, he can get these picks. You just need to maybe not shy away and maybe go for them. Don't crazy tower dive them, obviously, but you need to use this pick. You need to use its power spike. You need to use its window to try and get ahead here. So I hope that they're able to kind of put some pressure and either pressure the group off of this tower or get a kill and then take the tower as a result.
Here we go. We do see a lot of members in the bot lane here acting up. Here comes Sheep, gonna get his combo onto Piglet. The ultimate's gonna come in from Moon. He's trying to get it on there as well. He's gonna go down real low, but surviving right now is Sheep. Piglet tries to dash in. He's gonna go low. The heal's gonna keep him up. He wants to secure that kill, but it's not gonna wait happen. Sun has now made his way over from the mid lane, but so has Bobkin. More damage is being put through by both sides, and right now they're just being able to back up. Vulcan tries to hand a look, and Potluck is going to be able to dodge that just barely. So no deaths over there, but a ton of action in the bot lane.
Yeah, so that's exactly what you're seeing from the teams there. They're getting ready. They're trying to take that. So Clutch is being proactive. They're doing what they need to do. The execution is just slightly off there. When you see, unfortunately, Piglet dumping his entire ult into the Alistar with his ult on, and you see the Nocturne trying to jump in, and they're just not quite able to get there because Nocturne didn't get that far ahead. He only has his Serrated Dirk and Skirmisher's Saber right now. He doesn't have, a completed Duskblade or something like that. That would allow him to burst him right fast. So unfortunately, that little items spike not being there is enough to prevent them from losing their tower. And Golden Guardian is playing this exactly the way they want. They have their dematerializers used. They're just continuing to hold this tower and keep the laning phase going as long as possible. Like, if you're seeing Ezreal here, he's already finished up 1.5 items in the laning phase, and you're 15 minutes in during this patch. You're really, you're probably going to go late because you haven't snowballed this game.
Yeah, so it's kind of rough from there. 2 Infernal Drakes in favor for the Golden Guardians as well. 2, nothing to snuff about. 1,000 gold still sitting there, so they're in exact position the Golden Guardians want to be. And Piglet, is trying to find a situation here where he can get some damage and potentially get himself ahead so they can fight here. And he's trying to do it now. He dashes in, but he's going to be comboed by Sheep in the process. He's going to go down real low. Teleports are coming in from both teams. Piglet's going to try to use his ultimate just to back Zig away. Meanwhile, the fight is continuing over on the other side. Zig is now in a little bit of danger here as he takes a bunch of damage. He's going to get flipped over. He's going to go down real low now. Max Robo is trying to get in there. Sheep's going to jump in to knock them up and away. Meanwhile, the mid lane is being taken care of by the rest of Golden Guardians. So a lot of resources coming over to the bot lane, and it looks like it's still just going to be advantage Golden Guardians, as even though they've kept a lot of persons really low on the enemy team, they just can't quite finish them off.
Yeah, and so that entire play there is, I know it kind of occurs quickly as a result of the training that was going on in a 2v2, but in that you want your Paranoia Nocturne somewhere close so he's able to use it and get in, because it's like you're expending so many summoners just to try and get an advantage there, and because they didn't have that extra help from the Nocturne, you see the result here. They didn't get the kills. You have all 5 in the bot lane from Golden Guardians down. They're just going to take the tower.
Yeah, so good move by Golden Guardians to withstand that pressure. And meanwhile, actually, Vulcan's going to hit one hook here. Lulu's going to try to ult him to keep him alive, but another flip is going to try to get them over on the other side. He's still going to live, though. Just enough health to get away and flash over, but here comes Moon, going to finish him off finally there. So he's going to be able to get his rival over in the jungle to get him down. Oh, and a big ultimate by Benji. He's going to take down a couple targets. He's going to move in and try to get some more, but he's going to pick up 1 kill from that. Meanwhile, turret did go down the other way as the Rift Herald is actually pushing up mid, so Golden Guardians have to back out of here.
Yeah, I was going to say a little bit while ago, you noticed that while they had the pressure, the Potluck was actually backing in a bush, in it allowed Nocturne enough time to take the Rift Herald, and now you're seeing that Rift Herald, the new and improved, stronger Rift Herald, who's able to take the mid lane turret and more than half of the second tier. So actually an overall win, I would say, for the Clutch, or at least not as big of a loss.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very proactive play to make that happen, and pretty good heads up. I was just in the middle of saying that it was a nice heads up play for Golden Guardians to kind of withstand that pressure going on in the bot lane, and then send their people in the mid. You know, sometimes see everyone just like, oh, they all went bot, we all need to go there, but they end up getting that tier 1 mid lane tower. But a heads up play on the other end as well. Everyone from Golden Guardians is committed over in the bottom to be able to take the tier 1 mid lane tower themselves with that Rift Herald. So kind of evening up at least the mid lane turrets, but there is still a turret advantage for Golden Guardians, and of course that dragon advantage currently going. So you're seeing them use that and get some vision over into this top lane as they're now trying to make work onto this last tier 1 turret, and they're going to be able to get it fairly easy here. Piglet's trying to use the ultimate to clear this wave. It's going to be enough to hold them off for now, but there is 4 members of Golden Guardians up here.
Yeah, and so Golden Guardians is kind of doing the opposite to what Clutch wanted to do. You see Golden Guardians kind of round the horn here. We might have a fight. No.
Yeah.
Back out.
Vulcan's gonna hit that hook, but it's not gonna be enough to do anything. They're just gonna back up and enjoy the fact that they've gotten rid of that first line of defense for Clutch Gaming, and they're gonna go back to base, buy some items, and regroup.
Yeah, so you can see that Ezreal's kind of hitting his power spike right about now. They're really going to get into their really desiring the team fights from the Golden Guardians perspective, because they have the 2 Infernal Drakes. You've got Ezreal, who's finished up his he's upgraded his Mermana, and you've got the banner. You've just got everything you kind of want to start getting the team fight, so I expect the next couple of minutes to really start being really explosive. And you got to watch out for...
Speaking of explosive, Moon is getting himself in a little bit of trouble here. That Lantern is going to be able to get him out. The Lulu ult comes out as well as he tried to use that to knock up, but it's not going to be able to kill him now. But right now, Sun is in a little bit of danger here. The Ornn ultimate's going to be able to hit him, and now he's being focused on the rest of the team. He's going to try to flash away. Vulcan's going to hit a hook, but it's not going to be enough. Pollock's going to pick up his 3rd kill of the game.
Yeah, it's just as I said, it's exactly what Golden Guardians are looking for. They're able to get. It's one of those things you're just kind of questioning. Nocturne, why are you trying to steal these right now? This is not exactly the point of the game where this is the important thing to do. So it's just one of those questionable things, and then the mid laner tries to save them and ends up kind of costing the team even more. Because you're looking here in 40 seconds at the next dragon. You're just not going to have priority in your side lanes. You're not going to have kind of the strength with your mid laner going down like that. So it's one of those things where sometimes it's better to just leave them. Maybe let the support throw the lantern, and if it doesn't work out, oh well, you know, maybe should have been there. But just tough to get away from the engage. You see, like the Ornn, that's why the Ornn is picked. His long range engage is so strong. You see it get the slow on the Karma there from over almost a screen away, and just it turns into the kill.
Yeah, plenty of work being done there. 3.5k gold lead. Roughly 3k gold lead for Golden Guardians actually right now, sitting there with the 2 Infernal Drakes. They're sitting pretty here now. The Baron has now spawned, so Vision is going to be to be put on there. We'll see if they're going to accelerate this game this fast and really go for it now. Right now as they commit 3 members towards the top lane, as Vision is just trying to be had by Clutch Gaming over by the Baron as well.
Yeah, for the Clutch Gaming, what they're trying to do is really use their comp. They're going to try and snag a pick. They're going to either try and snag the Lulu or maybe even snag the Ornn. The problem is if you try and snag that Ornn, you really leave the Baron open to being like taken really fast, because at 21 minutes with 2 Infernals, you can kind of burn the new Baron down. It has more health, but it's just not damaging you as much, so you have to be careful about that.
Yeah, so again, Vision is being put over. It's being taken away by Sheep over here, trying to make sure they have control over this. This is a dance for Baron is going to continue on here. But here comes a fight that Sega wants to start in. Sheep's going to flash in as well. Going to get some damage onto Moon. He's going to go down real low. Gets down. Bumpkin's going to pick up that first kill. Lucian is trying to put on some damage here. His Piglet's on the other side trying to get that to happen. But Benji now joins the fight. He's going to hit them there. Oh, nice hit by Vulcan to get onto Potluck to save Piglet there. But that's going to be a 1-for-0, and these little tiny advantages in every fight Golden Guardians are coming away with.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's one of those ones where you're looking at the jungler again and you're kind of, oh, watch, this might be a big problem.
No, yeah, no vision over here. They're looking like they're trying to bait this happening over right now. Maxi Robo is just going to sniff that out a little bit. He's going to be able to back up, and no one's going to go down quite yet, as they're seeing now that the Ocean Drake has spawned. And they're going to try to get mid lane priority, and both teams now really in a clutch moment here, no pun intended, trying to make the next play, because by no means is Clutch Gaming out of this game. They can get a really nice pick, and that's what they're going for, and really turn this game around real quick.
Yeah, the funny thing with this, the team comp is actually kind of being played in the other direction.
Yeah.
Where Golden Guardians is trying to start these team fights, but they just keep getting pick after pick, kind of. And so it's kind of funny that they're kind of executing the game plan that Clutch really needs to follow through on. But I mean, they're getting advantages from it. They weren't able to capitalize because it would have been a little bit risky to try and do the Baron there.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to send Singed and you can just run away and you're kind of safe. They're able to avoid that pick. So it's going to kind of stay status quo for a little bit longer. But Golden Guardians do have the upper hand right now, and we just got to see what Clutch can do to bring it back here. Maybe they can snag Xin Zhao on the dragon despite not having any vision.
This could be actually pretty decent for for the Golden Guardians here. The Ocean Drake gives you some sieging power, as you could just kind of keep sieging in that region. It's going to keep you up throughout this whole time. He's going to get another scuttle as well for his effort. So he's going to be sitting with a nice, good amount of experience there. And these dragons are really helping Golden Guardians out, as Potluck has been doing an excellent job in his jungle so far.
One of the things you want to check out with the item builds right now is you had Ezreal working on his second tier, so he's really working into his late game Ezreal right now, and he's already got his Lost Chapter, so he's getting closer and closer to that 3-item double upgraded tier that just makes the Ezreal do a ton of damage with every Q.
Meanwhile, fight is being started now. They're going to get a pick onto Sheep. This is what they've been looking for this whole time. They're going to try to put on the damage now. Piglet is using his ultimate over on the other side to try to get some people away. Sheep is still alive, but now is finally going to go down to Moon. Piglet is going to go down to next, so that will be but a double kill will come out for Moon as he's taking a couple targets. So far a 2 for 2. Benji is picking up kills on the other side. This fight is breaking loose. Paul is going to pick up one more. Is now sitting a 2 for 3. Vulcan's going to be the next target. Benji's going to pick up another one there, so it's 3 for 3 as this fight is super, super close. It looked like it was just going to be Clutch Gaming getting a pick, but Golden Guardians were going to be able to answer with kills of their own.
Yeah, and again, you see the benefit of that Alistair pick.
Oh! Never mind. Now, fully in advantage of Golden Guardians there as Benji picks up one more, essentially a triple kill out for him. So... yeah, in the end, Golden Guardians end up on top of that 4-3 in kill.
Yeah, it's funny there. You see Bengi laughing after getting those 3 kills there, but you know, he's got the items here. He's got them all upgraded. He's bringing some damage to these team fights. And you look at the Lucian with the 2 items right now. It's just a little bit less damage coming out of the entire team, and is not able to really burn through the Alistair with his ult on. Yeah. And that's where I was saying.
Well, sorry, I was going to mention just before that team fight that this was maybe the relatively most powerful Peglet was going to be compared to the other team, as he had just finished that second item earlier. But after that team fight, Benji was able to pick up a lot of those kills. That does swing the advantage the other way, and now they're starting up the Baron here. And currently, I don't believe there's any vision for Clutch Gaming, so they might be able to pick up this one up for free, but they got to be able to sniff this out and got to know that this is exactly what's happening. And it is. They are making their way over here. Sheep is kind of hanging around to try to be that person who can zone them off of this. But here we go. The fight for Baron is going to begin. The Ornn ult is actually get a whiff, but it might be enough to keep them away from this Baron and keep them away from this fight. They're actually just taking a bunch of damage for it. We'll see if Clutch Gaming is going to take advantage of this. They'll take the Scuttler in the meantime. The Baron is actually going to heal back up. So good job for forcing them off of this was Clutch Gaming, and now they're actually pushing up the mid lane. They're going to race for this a little bit, it looks like. They're going to try to finish off the Baron while the rest of the team is working up mid. But no, they're coming back the other way now, so the Baron fight is still on. It's now at about half health. Clutch Gaming is here. Vulcan tries to hit a hook. He's going to miss everyone. Piglet's not going to be able to hit anyone with his ult as well, though. But the ult in the fight is coming up now as Sheep has jumped in. Benji's going to pick up the first kill of this team fight, and he's looking for more. The hook is going to be landed by Vulcan, and Piglet's going to be able to pick up that kill, but Maxi Robo's going to go down as well. It's now a double kill going over for Ezreal. They're looking to push for some more. This fight is exploding. Sun is in danger, but Vulcan's going to pull him out with that lantern. So in the end, 2-1 in favor of Golden Guardians. But Golden Guardians now looking for the real prize, trying to see if they can get this Baron right after that fight.
Yeah, we'll see. They're pretty low. They might just try and bait this one out. Looks like they're doing that because their top lane is pressing into the tower, so they can keep them baited long enough. You can just lose that entire minion wave. And because the Golden Guardians are pretty low. They're going to just back off, but take the small advantage they're able to grab. So in beginning of that fight, you can actually see that they'll just clean up vision here. But the Hex Flash from Alistair was actually fail flashed, which made the entire Golden Guardians team have to back off of the Baron, but then eventually they were able to get the engage with the Ornn, and so that entire sequence was a result basically of that, and they weren't able, the Clutch Gaming wasn't able to get the mid lane turret, so Golden Guardians didn't lose anything off of that, and they're still kind of maintaining their stranglehold, I would say, of this area of the jungle.
Oh no, and here's Moon now looking to get picked off here. The ultimate's going to come from Ornn's going to knock him off, and he's going to be done. Potluck's going to be able to get him there. There's no enemy jungler now, so it's going to be really hard for a steal to happen from Clutch Gaming at this point. So they're going to start on the Baron or rather, Golden Guardians are going to start on the Baron as Clutch Gaming now have to try to respond. Here's Sheep here trying to just zone them off. He's going to pay for that with his life. He slows them down momentarily, though, but this Baron is going down real low. And again, they don't have a jungler, but they're going to start the fight here. See if they can just win it with a team fight. Potluck's going to go down. Bobkin's going to be able to pick up kill. Maxi Robo the other way, so it's 1-for-1 in that sense. 3 versus 3 left going over here. They're not going to end up being able to pick up the Baron, so Clutch Gaming is going to be able to stall them out and stall this game out for a little while longer. Meanwhile, Sun is being really annoying and not letting them back off currently, just hitting some skill shots over there in the bush. Is he going to finally let him go? No. Lulu, you have to stay here and fight. Oh, a big Mantra Q being hit. It's actually staying real low, but the shield's going to be enough to keep him up. Sun, again, being crazy amounts of annoying over here in the top lane, not letting them back, as the rest of the team is actually pushing in some lanes. Piglet's going to go over here in the bot lane, get a tower to give them priority onto this dragon coming up if they so choose to take it. So, good little advantage now taken by Clutch Gaming.
Yeah, it's really questionable what Sheep was doing there, because it was a 5v4. There was no reason for Sheep to walk into the enemy team without ultimate. Like, just wait in the Baron pit, like, stay close, kind of do that sort of thing. Like, it was just... So, first questionable decision by Moon, just to get completely picked off. It's not his, but looks like we're not even going to get a chance to talk about it, because here comes
more team they're fighting for that Infernal Drake. 3 Infernal Drakes would be awesome in Golden Guardian's hands, but it's going to be secured by Moon as he steals that one up, but it's going to be a big team fight that might decide this game. Now, starting here, we're seeing Moon respawn over there from his Guardian Angel, but he's going to get picked off right away in the end. Piglet's going to go down to Benji, as now he sits a 7-0-4 record. That's going to be a double kill now for Benji. He's looking for another target, but instead they're just going to turn their eyes onto the Baron.
Yeah, again, it's kind of one of those questionable decision-making things. It's like, all right, Moon's able to get the
steal
dragon, but you're not, like, it's not worth it at this point in the game. Yeah. Triple Infernal, really dangerous, but giving up a set of kills because you're not a team-fighting team, and then losing a Baron is, like, almost game-ending. So you just, like, the shot calling here, the ideation behind what they're trying to do with their team and when they should engage in a team fight is really there's some questionable decisions, and I mean, it's really easy to say from, you know, a spectator's perspective here, but whoever the shot caller is, whether it's Vulcan or whether it's in coordination with Moon, they kind of need to just kind of look at themselves and reevaluate the state of the game. They're down 6k gold. You're stealing the dragon, completely fine, really good. Steal the dragon, throw a Thresh Lantern in there, try and get out. But to expend TPs to throw the rest of your team into a team fight after that dragon is a really kind of a questionable decision, and it's gonna hurt them here as we see the Baron go over to Golden Guardians and see what they can do with that push.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mentioned earlier, they had that Ocean Drake, so that's going to help them with the siege as well. So everything is going to be looking in favor of Golden Guardians here to have a fairly good Baron power play, as they've now taken the tier 2 mid lane turret and look towards the Nexus one. Hook is going to be hit by Vulcan, but it's onto Sheep, so it's not really the person you wanted. Maxi Robo is now being engaged on. Benji's going to pick up his first kill of this team fight. He's looking for another one. That's another double kill coming out now for Benji. He's looking to continue this fight going on. Piglet's going to go down real low. Another kill is going to be happening there, so that's going to be a triple kill for Benji as he sits with an 11-0-4 record. Meanwhile, Piglet is going to go down to Zig over on the other end, and now they're just pushing into the base.
Yeah, just the team has got too much gold. Everyone's
There's
dying.
the ace. That's the game. Golden Guardians are going to pick that one up in 32 minutes roughly, and they do it in an explosive fashion. 11-0-6 on the Ezreal. Benji flexing a little bit over against his opponents on the other side, so a very good job by them. And that concludes this game. Let's not start the next one, YouTube. You're good. um, that does conclude this game and does basically conclude this video. Thank you very much again, Brady, for joining me today and helping out with my little audition video here. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for sharing the time with you. If you, you know, I hope it goes far and that we do a really good job in the future too.
Yeah, for sure. Always a pleasure, Sidor. We'll see you next time. And once again, I've been Jonny Esports this whole time. That's been Sidor joining me to do the color casting. And that's it for us. Thank you very much. See you next time.